I bet it's a bullet gonna get the last laugh.
Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today we have a lot to talk about. You guys know I like to go to Twitter, I like to go to Reddit, I like to go into my own comment section and just take screenshots of things that I find interesting that the community is talking about, and I like to talk about it and break it down just to see what's happening, right? I think it's important to realize what's happening in the community now, the discussions, and also where that could lead us in the future. Now I want to start this video off by giving Arslan Ash just major props. He posts a picture to Twitter. It says 1 year progress. And what it is a picture of him just looking ripped. Now, when Arslan Ash first came on the scene, he was a little bit scrawny, kind of like a twig. But seeing this kind of progress out of him is just, everyone should take this as motivation. No matter what it is you're trying to do, whether you're trying to lose weight, whether you're trying to get in shape, whether you're trying to become a Tekken God Prime, this picture just shows in 1 year, if you put that time in, if you put that effort in, you will see results. Big props to Arslan Ash because this is incredible. But moving on from that, the next thing that I want to talk about, this is a tweet that got 458 likes. It says Tekken 8 should have all of them, and what it is a picture of 5 female characters, possibly the most important. Let me know, do you guys think these 5 female characters are the most important in the whole Tekken series? They have Nina, they have Anna, they have Jun Kazama, they have Kunimitsu, and they have Julia. You definitely have to talk about Lily. I think Lily is very, very popular. She's definitely another very important female character. Maybe Alyssa can be thrown in there, maybe Zhao Yu. So there is some others out there that can rival these 5 for being the most important or the top. But the question, or not even the question, it ends with a period. Tekken 8 should have all of them. I don't disagree with this. When I look at this, the only 2 that I really like squint at and I'm like, I don't know. The only 2 I say is Julia and Nina. But Jun and Kunimitsu, I think those 2 are guaranteed to be there. If Jun Kazama isn't in Tekken 8, I will literally be so mind blown as to what the developers are doing, because that's all for the past 2 years. Everyone's just been saying Jun Kazama over and over and over and over. And that kind of hype, whether the character is not popular or not, you have to pay attention to that. Another question, who should be a Tekken 8? You have Gigas, you have Bane, you have Mokujin, and then you have Marduk. Now this is a weird list because Gigas is just a worse Marduk. Bane is a mod for Gigas and Marduk, and then also Mokujin just doesn't fit because he's like, Mokujin is like a random select type of character. But I think the same for Mokujin. There was a tweet a few months ago, Harada said he can't put Mokujin in the game this time. He simply said no, he can't do it. And you have to wonder, just the same way everyone's been asking for Jun Kazama, since everyone is asking for Mokujin, will he make that a priority? I think he should, because it really was disappointing not being able to see what a Mokujin Fahkumram, Mokujin Lucky Chloe, Mokujin Gigas. It's cool to see what Mokujin can do with these other characters' fighting style. The next thing that I want to talk about, if we were to get another 2D fighting game guest character at Tekken 8, which of these would you want it to be, and why do you think so? 437 votes on this poll. Now, I talked about 2D guest characters a lot recently, but this poll is going to focus on the community stats. 121, the winner of the poll, Chun-Li. Now, I said that Chun-Li was a pretty good bet. I also said Guile, and I also said Cammy, but I think Cammy and Chun-Li, they considering the kicking and they kind of do some weird jumping around stuff, that could be a big problem, probably even bigger than Akuma. 77 votes, directly under Terry Bogard, Fatal Fury, and King of Fighters. You have 2 possibilities. One, either Tekken will collaborate with them because they're rising, or Tekken will see them as direct competition and be like, nope, we're not going to put an emphasis on you at all. Do they start to view these people as direct competitors, or do they just say, screw it, let's get some more guest characters? Under that, you have Fulgore, Killer Instinct. I don't think Killer Instinct is a good pick. Jacko from Guilty Gear. Guilty Gear is possibly a good pick. I don't know the gameplay too much to understand how much 2D shenanigans, projectiles, and stuff goes on, but Guilty Gear is popular, so of course that's in the discussion of 2D characters. Scorpion, 110 votes from Mortal Kombat. So I don't think Scorpion is realistic, just because Mortal Kombat isn't realistic. Mortal Kombat isn't even allowed in Japan. I said before, so I won't go into the full detail, but they would literally have to change laws in order to get Scorpion in Tekken, and that's not happening. I have a comment here from Cherry91. This is from the channel. It says, topic suggestion for you, my friend. Have you tried Virtua Fighter Ultimate Showdown? If yes, what are your impressions on the game, and how does it compare to Tekken? More importantly, do you think Tekken needs competition in the 3D scene in order for the devs to stop sleeping on their laurel and introduce some innovation? It seems Virtua Fighter 6 is in the works, but we don't know when it'll be released. As Tekken's historic rival, I want Virtua Fighter 6 to push the envelope and really threaten Tekken so Namco wake up and give us a great game again. Looking forward to your response. So, here's the thing. I remember playing one of the 3D fighting games. I don't know if it was Dead or Alive, whichever one where you can ring out. Not Soul Calibur, but there's another one where you can kick people off the stage. That game I used to play a lot when I was in, like, I don't know, elementary or middle school. I don't know. But that game, I don't know if that's Virtual Fighter, but I think I've played all of them. But the one that's most vivid in my mind is the one where you can kick people out the ring. I used to love kicking people out the ring. But will they come out with a game to give Tekken competition, to push Tekken to be bigger and better, and to force them to not sleeping? Well, when it comes to that sort of aspect of the conversation, I don't know, one, if they could compete with Tekken, because I said it before, Tekken players are very loyal. They just play Tekken, so it's hard to really compete with such a die-hard fan base. For example, that's like if my favorite pair of shoes is Nikes, and regardless of what else is out there, I am going to wear Nikes, then it's going to be difficult for Adidas to compete with that in any way, shape, or form. And that's how Tekken fans are. They don't really care about what else is happening. If Tekken does something, they're going to play it. They're going to watch it. They're going to consume it. Just look at Tekken Tag Tournament 2. There was so much competition there, but you still had that core audience, and you still had that core community who did not let go of the game when it was at its worst. So now that Tekken's at its best, I don't see any game competing with it. The only way I see some other game dethroning Tekken is by Tekken shooting itself in the foot. They released Tekken 8 and it's a bad game, it's broken, no one wants to play it. That's the only way I see someone competing with them, if they fumble the ball and if they, just don't do it, because there's so much competition already. Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, Smash, Guilty Gear, there's so much competition already. I don't really think Virtual Fighter 6 is a necessary competition to push them. Now, in terms of the 3D aspect, maybe there's something there that they can pioneer. Maybe, like, for example, how Harada did the slow motion. Maybe Virtual Fighter can come up with something innovative like that, something that changes the way the developers think about the 3D aspect. But until then, Tekken will continue to do what it does. I'm very interested to see what other games decide or try to rip off the 3D mechanics. I definitely see Mortal Kombat being the most likely to rip off the slow motion. Street Fighter, it doesn't really seem like, I can picture it happening in Street Fighter, but I don't think Street Fighter would do it. But Mortal Kombat, I definitely see them ripping off the slow motion aspect of it. I don't know, hopefully that's a sufficient answer. Hopefully I gave you the answer that you wanted, but let's move on. We have a tweet from Perfect Legend. Perfect Legend says, they should give Jin back his Jess Frame Laser Scraper Unblockable in Tekken 8. 6 likes. Now, I don't know, This move sounds very familiar. I remember Main Man Sweet made a video, he was talking about this, and there's some moves in Tekken that the community will never let go. The community will just over and over and over talk about them, and I think it's for good reason. I'm not hating on that fact, I'm just saying that certain aspects of the game will never die. And I want to be against this move returning in Tekken 8. To be honest, Jin has one of the worst win rates in the game, so I think they should give him something. I would say give him something, whether it's a gimmick, whether it's an unblockable, something in there so he can compete online with these easy to use characters. These easy to use characters is blowing Jin out of the water. He needs something, and if that's the Just Frame Laser Scraper unblockable, then give him that. If it's something else, then give him that. But right now, Jin, Steve Fox, Yoshimitsu, they have some of the worst win rates in the game, and they need to be given something in order to compete with these easy to use characters. I said it in the past and people didn't like it, but I'll say it again. Jin, Steve, Yoshimitsu, these characters are just outdated. These characters that was designed such a long time ago, it's just like it's hard for them to compete in a day and age where Claudio has a infinite range hop kick and he could just spam it over and over and over. Your party and your gimmicks and your shenanigans doesn't really cut it when someone could just do something over and over and over and just repeat it non-stop, you know? And talking about Yoshimitsu, there was a move that he had in Tekken Tag Tournament 2 and they took it out going into Tekken 7 and I was hugely disappointed. I don't know what the move is called, so I'll just put a picture of him doing it, but that move, I wish they add that move back, because that move, it was like his back sway in a way. Like I would use that to get around people jabbing or get around people trying to poke, but now I don't really have that option. I have to try to make them miss with movement, where I was able to use that back sway to, I don't know, I think that move, that back sway move would have been an incredible wall bounce for him to have. Think about it, him back swaying like that and then coming forward and punching him. Now I don't think they should put power crushing on that, even though King and other characters have wall bounces that power crush. I just think that move would have been a really cool wall bounce, because the one he has kind of sucks. That little forward kick, the range on it sucks. It's not a power crush and you pretty much are giving up your turn. So I don't know, let's move on. The next comment I want to talk about: before Tekken 8, learn to, and then it says play on both sides equally, look at the hands to break command throws, KDB if you still cannot do it. Now I get where this person's heart is at. These are the three most important aspects of Tekken, so people say, but I would disagree. Playing on both sides equally, you don't need to do that. I said before that that's something that I want to do more, but in the online aspect where you can choose what side you want to play on every single time, you don't need to do that. But if you're a person who plays different games, Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, Guilty Gear, in those games you can't pick what side you start on, so maybe you should learn, you should practice in Tekken so you can be better in those other games as well. Also, look at the hands to break command throws. I don't know about this one either. They're pushing the game in this direction for it to be easy to use, so learning all these advanced techniques isn't the most meta tactic. It's not the most effective tactic available. Yes, you want to learn how to break throws so you can break throws, but breaking throws is not going to, make or break you as a player. The game is pushed so far away from that aspect to where it's not really necessary. Now, I'm not saying that's a good thing. I don't know if they should focus on it or not. I'm just saying that they are not focusing on it. The last thing that I want to focus on, I covered a graph like this before. It was about Yoshimitsu, but this person Tube Show created another one, and this one is about Mishimas. So since I enjoyed the Yoshimitsu one so well, I wanted to do the Mishima post as well. It says, how do you find out what Mishima-like characters fit you? Are you okay with being just in the family? Let's start with yes, because it's a shorter branch. It says, do you like tigers? Oh my god, yes. Devil Mom is for you. No, Do you think they should buff Lars even though he's actually doing okay online where all the players are anyway? And then hashtag buff Lars, anime man is it. No, you got a point. Excellent. You're going to have a lot of fun practicing just frames with Mr. Classy. Who's Mr. Classy? Is that Leo? Is that, or not Leo, what's his name? Lay? Is that Lay Mr. Classy? I think so. Okay, now let's go back to No. Are you okay with being in a family? No. Are you amazed at the conundrum that a character can have both speed and weight at the same time? If yes, that's simply amazing. Burger Man is your main. Find out a way to always justify getting a safe 50. Oh my god, that's for sure Bob. That is Bob. His fatal weakness was him not having that 15 frame attack, but he got it. I don't know if people were complaining for it or if the developers just felt they should do it, but they did it and they literally changed the way that character is viewed. Let's go to No WTF. Is it because you're emo? Up top it says shut up. Yeah, I just figured Jim is the edgelord you're looking for. Do you like having an S tier character with a complete move list but still find the logic that if you just had one more thing then everything would be perfect? ... What are you waiting for? The Diablo Gym is your main. So this kind of gives you a breakdown of all the aspects of the Mishimas. Who knows? What if they're making Bob and Armor King more like a Mishima because in the next game there won't be that many Mishimas? That's an interesting thought. Are they pushing more characters, Bob and Armor King, to pretty much be Mishimas because Heihachi won't be there, Kazumi won't be there, maybe Devil Jin, it will just be Jin and Kazuya. That's an interesting thought. I don't know how much I believe it, but that was just something I spitballed right now. But that's going to be it for this video. I just want to cover all these topics. I know this video was kind of a long one. Thank you guys for sticking through this. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed. And I'll talk to you all next time. Bye.